Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. With you, as always, myself, Mr. Vibin, and I got my brother with me, Scott Tripp, aka the Crypto Beast. As you guys know, we always like to take a couple minutes out of our day just to kind of give you guys a little insight on what's going on in the market. As most of you guys know, I'm one of the admins over here at BigONE as well as Asia Podcast. Make sure you guys check us out over there. And before we jump into the news, I'll let Scott tell you a little bit more about himself.
Hey, it's Scott. Work with BigONE, marketing for Canada and the US. I run the Twitter and all the fun stuff. So just here, happy to go over the news again. And it's the start of a new week. So I'm super pumped.
Yeah, man. As you guys know, when we left here on Friday, it was a little bit of neutral market sentiment. As I described on Friday, the market was kind of neutral. It kind of kept that same neutrality all weekend. Like nothing really pumped up and nothing really went down. And then today we had a little bit more of a pullback to revisit some of the bottoms from last week, or at least getting somewhere in those ranges. Again, if you've been following us for the last week, we've been telling you guys to concentrate on your metaverse and gaming, blockchain gaming protocols and projects. And it looks like we've been right, because it's the only thing that's really pumping again on while the market's kind of settling down. I think a little bit has to do with a couple of weeks ago, you brought up the Mt. Gox Bitcoin situation where they were going to be returning a lot of Bitcoin. I think it was around 145,000 Bitcoin to people, whoever bought them on the exchange between 2013 and 2015. So a lot of analysis say that, a lot of that had to do with, with why the prices staying stagnant, because the bears, the bulls are just sitting there staying stagnant, because they don't want to pump the price back up. The whales pump it up. And then these people who haven't had that money in their life in almost 10 years now, they don't think those people are going to hold with those Bitcoins. Odds would say they would probably sell. So that's why they say that could have been one of the reasons that the pricing came down today. But one thing's for sure is that institutions have been picking up a lot of the dips from the retail buy and sales. The institution managers picked up around 154 in weekly inflows. So that's really big as far as institutions scooping up these dips. I urge people to go ahead and get your Bitcoin now. Don't wait for the retailers to sell it to you later. Don't let these institutions sell you Bitcoin later. It'd be better to just have it right now, where you can buy it, right straight out before it gets lucrative. But not a financial advice, just kind of something that's in my opinion.
No, and I'd agree with it. Like, institutions and businesses are always going to try and take advantage of the regular people, right? I hate to say it, but you're better off being in this before everyone else is in it. And that's the thing where I've kind of lost a little bit in Bitcoin, is I feel it's more directed towards businesses and stepping away from its decentralized roots to more something different than it originally was. So in the end, I'm not a Bitcoin investor. I know the part that is important about it, but in the end, it's not something that I personally choose to play with. But yeah.
Yeah, I think as Bitcoiners try to reach mass adoption and try to become a currency of other countries, they're going to find themselves in a situation where they're bending over, not backwards, but, bending over for institutions, because to make this money flow really smoothly, you're going to have the banks involved for, transacting outside of exchanges. So, it is what it is. But, as long as the market, I think the market will still do well with or without, the Bitcoin being the big dominant factor like it's been over the last 10 years.
Well, yeah. And you got to think, like, banks want to make their fees, right? They want to make their percentage off every sell and buy. So you can imagine what they're going to do with Bitcoin when it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. They're getting
all that volatility. They're going to be in there they're going to be in there swimming yeah, let me get this and take it here, take this and take it there. So they're just going to be selling them to people. They're going to be arbitrators, right?
Yeah.
So what you got for your first article?
So I'm just going to talk quickly about this one. The Singapore tech company says it's recycling 90% of waste heat from Bitcoin mining. So the company is called SAItech, a Eurasia-based Bitcoin mining operator with headquarters in Singapore. seeks to recycle the waste energy from mining for use in residential, agricultural, and industrial applications. The company is also undergoing a $228 million special purchase acquisition company, or SPAC, merger with TradeUp Global Corp for its stock to list on the NASDAQ exchange. So this is impressive. You know, they're taking Bitcoin and they're rolling it into their own thing and using it as an energy saver, which is even better because, as you know, Bitcoin isn't very great at saving energy, that's for sure, especially when it comes to heat transfer and stuff like that. But I'm glad other companies are building on this and making Bitcoin greener. That's what we need to do in the general direction we need to go in. My next article after this will kind of go a little bit deeper into that as well. So
yeah, I mean, I think it's really big. They're using water to do the cooling, and then off the heat that the miners are putting out, they're taking that heat and reusing it and turning it back into electricity. So it's pretty interesting to see what they're doing, and they did have a really big article about it. And I think it's going to be very like it's like forward thinking, right? Like to take this thing that's throwing away so much energy and renewing that energy, you taking that energy and renewing it and reusing it again. So it's like recycling energy, really green concept with what they're doing right now. But I always look up to the Singapore tech companies right now. They're just kind of leading the way that way and with the finance policy. So really just more good news in my opinion. So recently, CZ, which is the owner of Binance, he recently tweeted out, what coin should Binance list for next? And there was like, all kinds of people in there from the Floki army, and it was like, I think they said the baby Doge, Floki Inu, Doge, Elon Mars, and so. There's always like a bunch of people always under there, under his posts, making comments about what to list. But then when he was asked about it, and he was talking about just he wasn't really looking at trying to maximize profits in the near future, in the near term. He was thinking about long term and actually building something where people could actually exchange cryptocurrencies easily. So they had a questionnaire in the Bloomberg column, and it was like talking about, they were asking CZ like you got to be one of the most wealthiest guys in the world now, with the exchange doing so well. And he said he didn't really care about the wealth. He said, I don't really care about wealth and also rankings. I committed to donate 99% of my wealth away before I leave this world. I think anytime people pay attention to that, they lose focus. We just want to build tools for people to access crypto. So that's really big. Kind of reminds me of like how Andy always talks about giving back. And I think that's just like it's like goes to show like what type of person people are and what they really want to do. He could easily, stop his position at Binance now and hand it over. And go about just living an everyday life, just like I'm pretty sure Andy could. But these people stick around, they stay in the blockchain technology, they stay in the crypto world, they make it easier for everybody else to use. So we got to commend those type of people. So it was really good for me to read something like that. It gave me a little bit of positivity, and I'm a Binance fan for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Binance is great. Nothing against it. And Andy I have friends, I believe, with CZ too. So that speaks about volumes, because I think Andy is pretty good about picking good friends as far as I'm concerned when it comes down to it. So
yeah, man, he got us.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Can't get any better than us. Come on.
Come on now.
My next article I'm going to read about, and I mentioned it earlier. Here's how El Salvador president plans to use Bitcoin bonds. So he's planning to use the bonds that he's forming to build a seaside city, or a Bitcoin city, which would be powered with geothermal energy from volcanoes. The president said the bonds will be used, again, to fund a Bitcoin city, which will be located near a volcano that will provide the municipality's operations as well as Bitcoin mining. Buko says the bonds will be available in 2022. He estimates the city public infrastructure would be a total of about 300,000 BTC, worth about 16.8 billion at the time of writing. The city would be located along the Gulf of Fonseca in the Pacific Ocean, a body of water containing volcanic islands that also form a border with Honduras and Nicaragua. So in the end, that one kind of catches my attention as well when he says in kind of along the borders, because I think he's not just in this for El Salvador in the end. He's helped other countries like Nicaragua and different places like that when it came to COVID and stuff. So, I mean, he could be trying to form a little bit of a power base there to build Bitcoin and build more of a center of power in South America when it comes to cryptocurrency. That's just my thoughts. So.
No, you hit the nail right on the head. He's going to be forming something out there, and he's going to have a team of people that he worked with. Right now, you know, El Salvador is partnered with Blockstream, and Blockstream is actually a digital asset company based out of Canada. So Canada is definitely in the mix already. Good to see you guys already there. I'm pretty sure China will jump in this mix. And I'm pretty sure you'll see America or some Americans at least jump in this mix, because infrastructure, anytime there's infrastructure of this size, there's going to be tons of profit involved in an infrastructure of this magnitude. So I think that's a really good article, and to see that they're going to have bonds backed by up to $1 billion, that's going to be really good, man. I think that's really big for El Salvador, and I love what they're doing, man. You never know. One day I might end up being a citizen there.
Well, and they're planning on doing like actual of no taxes either, which is amazing. Like if you think about it in that sense, right? Like,
yep.
It's the way of the future.
No, it is.
Gonna go away.
You'll see a lot of people start making their way over there. My last article that I have today is more good news for Cash App as well as the NFL's Odell Beckham Jr. He recently teamed up with Cash App to accept his salary next season in Bitcoin. And in doing that, he's also going to give back $1 million to his fans. He tweeted us a new era to kick that off, and I'm hyped to announce that I'm taking a new salary in Bitcoin thanks to Cash App. To all my fans out there, no matter where you are, thank you. I'm giving back a total of $1 million in Bitcoin right now. Drop your cash tag with his initials and follow Cash App now. So I think that was a good marketing stunt for Cash App to bring about more awareness of their Bitcoin feature on Cash App, as well as, you know, bringing in a player to do that marketing and give out $1 million to, you know, people that follow his Twitter. It's just going to reach a different mass of people. So it's funny to see Bitcoin's almost going back. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago, like why don't people go back and just giving out tokens, right? Giving away tokens, giving out stuff, right? Well, Bitcoin is that big now that they don't have to give out all these tokens for a pizza. They can just pretty much say, hey, look, Odell, here's $1 million. Give it out to your fans, you know, like, and we're going to pay you your salary next year. You give us the fiat and we'll give you an asset for it. So that's going to be really interesting to see. I think over the next 6 months to a year, we'll see probably about, you know, between, I'd say 10 and 40% of athletes starting to take their pay in Bitcoin or some alternate payment method other than fiat.
It's smart for them, because when it comes to the bull runs and stuff like that, once
it's a raise,
kick off, it's going to be a benefit to them, right?
Yeah, it's a raise.
Exactly,
like you're giving yourself a raise. Yeah, you're just giving yourself a raise. Like, so that's intelligent for them. And I think every athlete that is doing that, I want to commend them and you know, tell them thanks. You know, like you're going to bring about more mass adoption, which is going to be better for all of us at the end of the day.
Yeah. And here's my last article for you, which I think I didn't even talk to you about this. I just kind of grabbed it and I was like, this is a great article, actually. IOTA debuts Genesis NFTs on newly launched Shimmer network to reward early adopters. Each NFT gives a potential right to a staking reward, both to the NFT holder and to the Shimmer treasury. IOTA has announced the launch of the limited edition Shimmer jersey and 11,111 Genesis NFTs that come with a set of exclusive perks and a roadmap to accelerate the creation of an entire ecosystem, Crypto Slate learned in a release. Shimmer Genesis NFTs are the early risk adopters in our ecosystem, willing to explore the unique way which NFTs will empower the community. The NFTs will be tiered into gold, silver, and bronze, priced at different levels and limited amounts, unlike your standard JPEG. Shimmer Genesis NFTs carry a potential staking boost, which is great. That's again kind of leaning towards that a functioning NFT as well, which we need to see that lean towards that with these NFTs, because I mean, that's the true use case of them. So
yeah, I think that platform goes live like the 26th or the 27th or somewhere around there. So that's going to be very good news for that community going forward, to see them, coming out with that. I think it's IOTA, the Internet of All Things. So functional NFTs would be right up their alley with some of the technology that they're working on. So that's really good news for them.
Yeah, exactly.
As you guys know, before we get out of here, I'd like to give you guys a little bit of an insight on what's going on with the total market cap here in the crypto world. As of today, we're at the 2.64 trillion. We're down 5.5% across the board from yesterday's highs. Bitcoin dominance is down to 40.1, Scott, and Ethereum dominance is at 18.3. These are some of the lowest that we've been able to record since we've been doing the news. I would be looking for other things to rally during this time. Again, guys, check out your gaming tokens. Check out your metaverse tokens. Check out your blockchain game tokens right now. This and your altcoins are going to take the front seat, while Bitcoin decides to go back and revisit some of the lows. But really good news. I love for the dominance to be down. I'm kind of like Scott, not like a maxi for Bitcoin. I love to see it do well, but I like to see the money flow around. And I think right now is a great time for some of it to flow before the alt rise starts back up. So as always, guys, appreciate you guys tuning in today. Make sure you guys come back tomorrow. You got 4 more days of us. We're going to be here all week. Don't be afraid to check us out over at the Asia Blockchain community on Telegram, as well as the BigONE Telegram. And guys, also leave comments, likes, subscribe. Let us know you're watching. Till next time, guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Have a great day, you guys. Talk to you soon.